We are of the New World. Long ago, the mainland was stolen from us by some unknown terror, and the races of man took to the Sapphire Sea for refuge. There are countless island nations where our ancestors made their homes. The largest, most powerful, and wealthy families settled on the 3 largest and most bountiful islands, and eventually formed the Scalian Alliance. They would have been nobles in the old world, but those don't exist anymore. Now they're just high-ranking members of a corporation that seeks to consume all that the Sapphire Sea has to offer. Their largest, most favored prizes are artifacts and technology from the mainland. Only the most desperate of folk set sail for the mainland. Only about 1 out of every 100 ships returns. But those that do never need to set sail again. They become vested, champions of the Alliance and the highest rung of society. Some folks figure the Alliance is evil, and they resist the new age of solidarity that they represent. But their numbers seem to diminish every day. There are countless wonders waiting on the Sapphire Sea, more than any one man or woman could ever dare to sample. But there is one place where you can get a pretty good idea of what's out there. There is a small floating city, a congregation of ships and wooden structures banded together, huge, illustrious, gaudy. The people there do not fish, they do not trade, they do not transport, and they certainly don't pirate. They entertain, and perhaps more importantly, they collect. All sorts of wonders are located on the floating city. There's a zoo of creatures both magical and mundane. There's cutting-edge technological marvels. There's even said to be relics from the mainland. All things that the Scalian Alliance would raise and kill to get their hands on. Which is exactly what they would do, if they could find it. The floating city has no sails, no engines, no outward appearance of locomotion. However, it is said the captain can make the floating city appear anywhere in the Sapphire Sea by simply willing it to be so. Indeed, though there are many who have visited several times, it's never in the same location twice. This is a place for lost things, for secret and astounding things. It is the vast shore of the universe on which all of the broken, misfit, and outcast things wash up. It is the Misplaced Meridian Menagerie, and it's where our story begins. We see the menagerie, a heap of various vessels and varied volatile vehicles. Alliteration. We see platforms and castles, shacks and towers. We see great galleons, cobbled together rafts, all held by some invisible force, making up a vast floating city, moving about the ocean at a leisurely crawl. And we hear chanting in the distance. Everybody, everybody, clap those hands! And all the people of this great floating city become giddy around you. Even folks that had kind of a sour disposition, as you may have seen them, they get a spring in their step as they are exhaled out of every nook and cranny, from towering stacks and from trapdoors littering the city streets. People are walking, running, skipping, and chanting, and they are clapping. Everybody, everybody, clap those hands! You're ushered into the central square of the menagerie, pushed and prodded by the crowd, now at your back and to your side and all around you. And when you arrive in what you presume is the town square, your eye is first drawn to a large maypole in the center. It's on an elevated platform, and young men and women dance around it, holding long, thin strands of cloth, each one fairer than the next. But as you look closer, you note the cloths that they're holding aren't normal fabric. They're not fabric at all. They're fire and wind and glistening clear water. They're gems and jewels, their long, flimsy, sharp blades, and their ruby red blood. And on this tall iron pole, where they meet and spin together, they become resplendent gold. And under this pole stands a small, pale, feeble, and elderly-looking man. He's wearing a patchwork suit, gray and drab. You can only catch glimpses of him as the dancers spin around the outside of this elevated platform, blocking your view and then revealing him again. And all the while, the people around you chant and they clap. Everybody, everybody, clap those hands! As you're pushed and prodded, you find yourselves all together. Strangers still, but standing abreast, you take a moment to acknowledge each other. And when you look up at the pole again, you note it's nearly entirely gold. And you glimpse that this man looks a little bit different. He's no longer pale, his skin is now rich and sun-kissed bronze, and as you stare at him, he looks up at you. You're only catching glimpses of him as the dancers come and spin and twirl, and you meet his gaze and you see his pale blue eyes. And then, almost to each one of you individually, he winks. And his eyes change from pale gray to deafening crimson. And it's as if every time you lose and regain sight of him, something has changed. First, you see him stand up straight, a little taller than he was before. And then he's much taller, a full 3 feet taller, barrel-chested and brawny. He still appears old and wizened, but then he disappears and reappears again, and he looks like he might be in his early 40s. You see him begin to brush and fuss with his suit, trying to straighten himself, and where he once appeared in this old patchwork gray drab suit, you see him wearing the suit of rich red wool with intricate golden buttons, tassels, and designs. You see him take off his simple flat black cap and tap it with his hand, disappears, and when he reappears, he's holding his hat, which is extended telescopically, ludicrously tall, and he puts it on his head. He rubs his hands together as if trying to generate some sense of warmth in the dead of winter, and he covers his face. And when he vanishes and reappears, he's sporting a huge, wide mustache made of roaring flames, under which he is beaming a white, wide smile. Every change, every transformation, every disappearance, and every reappearance is happening along with the rhythm and the chant and the clapping. Everybody, clap those hands! Everybody, clap those hands! And then the dancers have finished their dance, and things become eerily quiet. They spin and scatter away like leaves in the wind. And you see the man, still beaming, the only one to speak. And he bellows, Everybody! Follow me! And there's a roar from the crowd as this man begins to move forward, leading this makeshift parade, this procession through the main thoroughfare as music begins to play. And you don't see a band, but there's this joyous, cacophonous music playing all around you, and you find yourself heading for a large tent. Ladies and gentlemen, you're headed to the circus. And along the way, there are all kinds of wonders for you to behold. There are fire breathers, there are sword swallowers, there is mummers, there's music, there's everything you could ever expect to see. And you guys are led into this large tent where you guys are seated amongst the crowd to take in the circus.
What are we doing here? How did we get here?
You hear speak a gentleman who looks like
Finnegan Moorish. He has dark skin. He's a pretty rotund man, 6'3" or so. If you want to gauge height, he has his hair is large, like a lion's mane would be kind of big, but it's still kempt. He has a couple braids, 2 or 3 braids on each side of his head that fall down. He's got rounder features, kinder looking eyes, but typically looks very serious at all times. Doesn't smile a whole lot. And so while he's a big man, he's not just all muscle. He's got sort of a belly. Like, you've seen those guys with, like, the strong, like, six-pack bellies? Yeah, he's got that going on. And with him, you see kind of out of his back, it almost looks like a lacrosse net to us, but to him, it's a fishing net. It's like on a crook of a quarterstaff. And at the bottom of that is a stone, like, spear-pointed edge on that for catching fish. And then kind of to the side of the back is a shield-esque looking thing. It looks like the ship helm, but smaller. And so for clothing, he's got sort of just like this fishnet top, very dark colors, and pants that are kind of like Aladdin pants. That's the best way I can think to describe, the puffy cargo.
Instantly do I have a picture of your Aladdin pants.
And it's got its tears and it's well, right? It's got its patches in it. And those are a dark gray color. And as he's sitting there, he's got this headband that sort of keeps his hair out of his face, pushed up behind him. Think Lucio from Overwatch. I'm just pulling from all these things, just so you can gather that.
Yeah.
And that is Finnegan Moorish.
And he said, "How did we get here?"
How did we get here?
He said, "What are we doing here?
What are we doing here?"
Continuity error number 1.
That didn't take long.
I think we're about to watch the circus. If I'm not mistaken, sir.
What is circus?
That voice comes from
That voice comes from a human woman. She's a little bit shorter and a little bit chubbier than your average human lass. She has very, very long dark hair that looks like it's tied up into a complicated series of knots at the base of her neck, a long scar down the right side of her face, and she is wearing just really, really beat up a tabard and really just not great looking trousers, very, very rusted chainmail, and it looks almost like an old sail from a ship tied around her waist with a hefty rope belt and plates of armor bolted to that, and around her neck she has a very thick rope necklace.
And so in response to her, I will say, or to him, I will say, a circus is like a play or a show with animals and performers. Should be interesting.
And that voice comes from?
Yeah, that voice comes from a cloaked figure. He's gnome in nature, but for the most part, he kind of keeps most of his features hidden. So he's got his cloak hood up, and it's like a deep green, like an emerald green. You can see like the silver gray hair tucked beneath it. You can see like the metal jaw piece of his armor that he always has, and then he's also got like this headband armor piece that go across, and he's got these gray eyes. And for the most part, that's what you see, because the chest that's revealed is another like a darker gray tunic covering, like his shirt. Like he has a dark gray shirt, I guess is the best way to put that. And then his pants, he's got like, you can tell there is armor there, but for the most part, it's kind of hidden. When he tries to keep most of his body from standard view as he moves about.
Yeah, well, I hope they don't expect us to participate.
And that voice comes from?
Scampering up to the top of the chair, like the back of the chair, and perching next to you is a kobold who is cloaked also in, like, with the hood up. The cloak is black. You can see some goggles kind of hanging off of her neck that have very round, domed orange lenses. She herself has dark, kind of slightly purple, smoky scales, big lavender eyes, kind of gecko-like, and rather petite features.
Does that sum it up for you?
I heard the part about the animals, and that sounds interesting enough.
Have you never been to a circus before?
I've never been off my island, so no, I have not.
Oh, I haven't either, but I've read about them.
You haven't been off his island or any island?
No, I haven't been to a circus.
Well, neither have I, but I've only heard bad things.
Oh. Charming.
What kind of miserable asshole have you been talking to? He's just like, circuses!
Someone who's afraid
What's
of
a kobold
clowns.
circus look
Candy
like?
and animals and
I'm used to talking
merriment.
to people who want to put me in the circus, so...
Oh, that's fair.
Fair. That's fair.
Are kobolds rare in this world?
I mean, this first one you've seen.
Is it though?
The first one you've
It's the
seen.
first one I've
I
seen.
I think so, yeah. I think it's the first one you've seen. I don't think that, unless you've had cause to visit, because they don't.
I'm just thinking of
typically-
my guy's history.
I'm thinking of your guys' history too. I just don't think I don't see it.
All right.
That's fair.
What circus act is currently happening?
So currently, right now, it's like this big elaborate like trapeze, and you guys, anybody who is proficient in Arcana or Perception, make me the appropriate roll. Only one of them if you're proficient in both.
I'm proficient in perception, so I'm rolling this. That's a nat 20.
I
17.
hate that. I hate it because every
Damn.
single
I do
D&D
too.
podcast
So
I
that's a-
listen to, it's
that's a-
like, yeah, first roll, nat 20.
Everyone goes crazy.
I wish I wasn't. I wish I was lying, but it's so that's a 22 from me.
Yeah, we all believe you. For what?
22 for perception.
Percent. Okay. Who else?
Finnegan got a 17 for perception.
I got a 14 for perception.
20 for Arcana.
Okay, so you all with your perception rolls, you can note that there's something unnatural about the way that these trapeze artists are moving. And it almost, you think maybe there's some kind of flight involved or some sort, because they seem very ethereally, unnaturally graceful. And then I think you, of all people, would realize character name of Dwayne's. Emmerich. You would notice more than anyone that this is not any sort of a flying enchantment or anything like that. If you had to guess, just based on the way that things are kind of unnaturally interacting with the environment around them, that this may very well be an illusion.
Well, they know how to put on a show.
What are they doing? What is the goal here?
You're supposed to enjoy it.
Just by watching them do the flips and things that they are doing?
Well, yes, that's the point of a circus, friend. I'm sorry, I didn't catch any of your names.
I am Finnegan Morish of the Pulasa Isles. It is a pleasure to meet your acquaintance.
Shane, can I just want to roll one, if possible, history check for anything they mention in their backstory to know if I'm familiar with it at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like lands, you know what I mean? Yeah. I don't want to roll like 3 rolls. 13.
I'll let you know if anything pertinent comes up.
Thank you. Good. And you? I point to the kobold.
You can call me Oslo.
I can call you Oslo, or that's your name?
You can call me Oslo.
Ma'am? I shift to the human paladin.
My name's Peregrine. It's nice to meet you. What was your name?
And I extend my hand, and it's like gauntleted. It's it's gauntleted, and it's like kind of it wouldn't be actually. I wouldn't have my gauntlets on. So you would just have like the black gloves. You would know those are like warriors' gloves. And he says, "The name's Del Moore."
Nice to meet you. And she's gonna shake your hand very hard.
You do. I mean, I'm sure you're stronger than I am. I mean, I'm a small boy.
She's not doing it like maliciously.
Yeah, just a stern handshake. I mean, he gives you one back, but he's just a small person compared to you.
Like the Tom and Jerry lifts you as the
I'm like moving with her. Okay.
Absolutely.
Where do you guys think the food is around here?
We passed a number of vendor stalls on the way in.
There's 4 hot peanuts things for sure.
Say it again, but slower.
4.
I got the part about hot, but I did not hear what you said afterwards.
Peanuts?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Yep.
Anybody roll me a perception check.
Finnegan, do it.
Finnegan.
It's a 15.
Finnegan, you are perceiving the world around you not with your eyeballs or with your ear holes, but with your smell receptors. And what you smell is delicious, delicious foods. You probably, being not super worldly, don't recognize what they all are, but there are definitely like some sweet confections as well as some savory treats to be found within the confines of this tent.
I think as soon as she mentions food, my belly starts to rumble. And without even really realizing I'm doing it, I'm going to get up and start to follow my nose.
As you stand up, it's worth noting that you are incredibly sore, like incredibly tender and just physically exhausted.
Oh, whatever happened must have been an adventure on its own. I'm very sore. But anyway, some good food will help to ease the ache.
Hey, he knows where he's going. I'm going to try and actually scamper up to his shoulder.
Bold move.
Do you allow it?
Question, on or near?
A kobold move.
Here it goes.
Do you attempt to get on my shoulder?
Yeah. Like climb up your clothes kind of thing up onto your shoulder.
Yeah, make a grapple check.
I will immediately turn and like flick you away. Like, I guess flick, because I don't know how tall you are or big, but I imagine if you're scampering up me, that's what happens, and I shove you away.
I'm like not even 3 feet tall. You can easily push me off.
I do, just instinctively.
All right, fine. I'll find it myself.
What are you doing?
Oh, I thought we were going to go get food.
We are going to get food, but you will not crawl on me.
Fine. Thought maybe a vantage point would be helpful, but I'll find it down here amongst the knees.
I'm gonna reach down my hand to her and say, I don't mind.
Okay.
I'm not nearly as tall as him, but taller.
Hey, together, we're as tall as he is.
You're absolutely right. I love the way you think.
Let's do it. So I'm gonna jump up on her. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, also the first thing you notice as you take up your new perch is one, you have a much better view of the world around you. In addition, you just smell strongly on Perry the smell of salt. And a little bit of something else, maybe smoke.
Okay.
Off we go? I'm gonna look at Finnegan.
I think that I smell fish. I'm very familiar with fish.
You do indeed smell fish, and there is you see a stand where there is a small, could be half elf, could be elf. You're not really sure. Definitely like a daintier man, slight man, and he's wearing this white kind of coat with a mandarin collar. You're not exactly sure. You haven't seen garbs like these before, and he's got like a big white puffy hat.
Excuse me, sir.
He nods and doesn't say anything.
My friends and I would be interested in your marlin.
He nods and he starts to fashion something together. You see fish, you see rice, you see as he hands you this sushi roll, and he places it in front of you.
I'll look confused back at everyone because I haven't seen this. I thought I was gonna get just like a slab of fish, and so I'm gonna kind of look at them, puzzled as to what
I'm
this
gonna lean in. I'm gonna lean in and sniff it. Like, is this even cooked?
He shakes his head no.
It's sushi.
I'll eat it.
You do. You eat it, and it's different from anything you've really had before. You don't think you've ever had raw meat before. It's very simple, good flavors. There's nothing super bold or impressive, but it's just a good dish that you've never had before, and it kind of comes together in a very unique way.
I have never had fish like this.
Eat some of that. Get some more of that. That was really good.
He sticks out his hand.
You pay him.
Do I have any gold on me?
You have your starting gold.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, I'll give him a gold.
Okay, so I cannot stress this enough. We are playing with copper and silver as well.
Is it copper and silver? Okay, then I'm going to give him whatever he's asking for.
He's not giving you an amount. He is sticking out his hand.
So I'm gonna step forward a little bit and say, "Hey, Oswald."
Mm-hmm. Yep, the octopus from the children's cartoon.
Oslo. Yes, Oslo. Sorry.
You say Oswald, and she just gives you this like very sharp look.
Dear, you have to pay him, but it's kind of a gratuity situation, so you pay him what you think his food is worth. Too little, it's offensive. Too much, and you've overpaid. Does that make more sense?
Yeah. I know how money works.
Is this the first puzzle of the game? I think it's the first puzzle.
He's just standing with his hand out, his head kind of bowed, not meeting your gaze.
I'm gonna grab a couple of silvers and some coppers from my pouch and just kind of like, well, I say with one hand, drop it, but it's more like both hands, and because she's got tiny little lizard hands.
So whatever, how much coinage exactly are you giving him? It matters. You have to take off your character sheet. Money's important.
Like 2 silvers and a copper.
2 silvers and a copper. You put the 3 coins in his hand.
Yes.
He nods, closes his hand, puts the money away, and he looks expectantly at the next person.
I'm actually scanning around to see if there are any stalls just selling, like, fresh fruit.
I tell you what, no.
No, I didn't think there would be.
No, there's not. Actually, there's... If you're hankering for something sweet, there appears to be a kind of, sort of bakery of sorts.
Does it have its wares, like, easily displayed?
Yes.
Okay.
What you see is a very rare dish I don't think you've ever seen before. It's basically like this very dense dough that has been fried in animal fat, and it's in like these thin strips, and then there's like a powdered sugar. It almost looks like a mess, like a tangle. It's a funnel cake.
It's a funnel cake.
It's a funnel cake. There are also elephant ears.
All right, I'm going to try and I'm going to go up to the funnel cake saleswoman. Pardon me, ma'am. Sorry, I'm not from around here as much as anyone can be. What are these?
And you see a more rotund woman with very, very like very pink red, like almost like. You look at her and it just seems like she's been in a laughing fit for the last 10 minutes when you look at her, because she's got this big white smile, and she's, not young. She's not super old, but she's, probably in her late 30s, early 40s, and so she's got just these very heavy smile lines, and she goes, "Oh, well, these are funnel cakes."
I'm so sorry. Could you expound upon that just a little bit?
They're funnel cakes. They're delicious. You should try one.
How much?
3 coppers.
I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of money.
It'll be the best 3 coppers you spend all day, love. I guarantee it.
I'm sure it will be. Of course, I'll take one. Yes, I'll take one. I'm going to purchase a funnel cake.
She hands you the funnel cake.
Okay, I have a funnel cake.
It is delicious.
Okay. It is possibly the sweetest thing I've ever eaten.
Almost certain. If you've lived any sort of normal life, it is both sweet and fried, which is like innately a little savory. It's very strange if you've never had fried food before.
Does it have like powdered sugar on top of it?
Absolutely.
Oh, Peregrine is coughing her lungs out the second she attempts to eat this thing. You do like that, like, right before you eat one, and immediate.
Oh, yeah, love, if you're gonna do a coughing fit, you gotta get away from my stand. It's bad for business.
I'm so sorry, it's delicious. She goes back and joins her friends.
Is there a place nearby that sells jerky?
Jerky.
Or just like dried meat?
No, everything appears to be pretty fresh. There's like a stand that's definitely selling a lot of meat. They have like man, I sure do wish I knew words. What are those things where you put the fucking meat hunk on a spinny deal?
A spit?
No, not that. Spit's how you cook it. I'm talking about like when you go to those very specific
regional places.
Yeah, like a Greek delicatessen.
One of those Brazilian steakhouses where they
Brazilian steakhouse where they chop the thing off and there's one of those.
Yeah.
Step up to the meat.
You know the word.
I know the name of one. I don't know what the word is.
Yeah, no.
Kebab.
I'll go purchase some like standard meat, some cooked meat then.
What do you have?
I just that. I'll take a slice of that, and I pointed the giant fucking stack of meat.
There's more than one stack of meat, but you point at one and he goes, "Button, good choice."
Is it steak on a steak?
Yeah, it's steak on a steak. That's what it's called. That was the cultural word I was looking for. He cuts off a big healthy slab of it and goes, 2 coppers.
Yeah, I hand him 4.
You'd be willing another slicing?
No, it's gratuity, sir.
Bless you.
Thank you.
And you don't know if he's saying, like, bless you, thank you for your kindness, or...
Nope, not worried about it. Take my plate and return.
So now what kind of show is going on?
As you guys turn around, you guys see the trapeze act is reaching its climax, and there's kind of these drums going as this big final flip occurs, and you see this young woman who has been performing, what's the technical term for trapeze? She eats shit. She has a very bad job where she like flies, and you see like, oh no, and the whole crowd becomes silent as they let out this simultaneous gas as this woman falls in between where two of the bleachers would be, and she falls in between, and then you see her hoisted back up on the trunk of an elephant, which has miraculously caught her as it marches in, followed by a whole line of elephants as they march in and begin to go in a nice circular motion around the ring, and they're doing like a little Cupid shuffle dance. That's all elephants sing, is a Cupid shuffle.
Just want to note that I'm adding elephants to my list of creatures.
You've seen them.
I'm gonna go take a seat in the bleachers and eat my food.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Finnegan looks... Can I see water? I'm guessing I can see water at some point. Are we close to the edge of this menagerie at a point?
You're in a tent.
In a tent. Okay.
Big old tent.
Then I'm just going to sit down next to... I guess I haven't heard him call name yet, so Delmore.
If you can, if you're innate to those kind of things, if it's that kind of thing that your character would notice, you know that you're on the water. You can feel the paint rocking underneath of you.
Yeah, so the necklace that I wear, my father made it for me a long time ago because we are a fishing nation and we are often out on boats. But even though that's our lifestyle, I would often get seasick. And so he made this necklace for me, and whether it's just in my head or not, when I wear it, I don't get seasick. But I know because of that we are on this still, on the water. Even though walking around the scenes may betray that.
It's not a ship, you know what I mean? That's what I want to tell you, Shane. It's not a ship. This time it's just a necklace. It makes me not seasick.
I'm okay with that.
We had a campaign or two. We're past that now.
He's grown as a person. I don't know what to tell you.
Is Oslo still on Peregrine's shoulders? Did she accompany her on the funnel cake escapade?
She would have had to have hopped off to eat the sushi.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I hopped off to eat the sushi while you went and got the funnel cake, and I probably came back about the time you finished. At least, as you were finishing up coughing.
Yeah. Still like munching the funnel cake, she like hands up a little piece to you.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. Honestly, if I'm being perfectly transparent, I haven't a clue. But it's good.
It's really good. Oh my god, it was really good.
But whether or not Oslo wants to join me, I'm gonna go walk back into the tent. Do that thing you do Huh?
You gave her food now. You have a dog.
Oh, great. Do that thing you do at the movie theater where you try to find your mom and dad, and then like go resit by these new companions. Not super paying attention to the show, sort of listlessly eating a funnel cake and just zoning out.
As you don't pay attention to the spectacle before you, you see as all these elephants and tigers and lions and giraffes and various creatures have begun to kind of encircle this main center piece where you see the ringleader you'd seen before with this giant flaming mustache, and he's cracking a whip made of flames, and it's just it's a sight that you are not interested in for whatever reason.
Nope.
It's very much like the I can't wait to be king scene from The Lion King, except instead of an adorable lion cub, it's a big burly man with a flaming mustache and a fire whip. So arguably less interesting.
Why do these animals submit themselves to these humans like this?
It's called training.
Yes, but look how they treat them.
Yeah, this is the bad stuff I was talking about. You know what it's like when you're small and someone tries to get you to do that?
I know what it's like to be run over. Yes.
By what?
By other people who think they are better than you.
Oh, so not physically run over. Okay, got you.
Not grandma at Christmas time.
Nuts. And because I don't like what I see, I'm gonna go walk outside of the tent and just eat the rest of the sushi that I had.
Point of order, you didn't buy any food.
It was in my hand, and I think she paid for it.
Yes, she took it and ate. I mean, it was one piece. It was individual Jiro Dreams of Sushi, one piece of sushi.
I got you, bro. One piece for you. Got gypped, my dude. I'm gonna go buy a roll.
She chose what she paid
for much less. I'm just gonna go buy a roll for 2 coppers from that guy.
Yeah, you approach him. He nods. He doesn't say anything. He makes you a roll. He hands it to you, and then afterwards he stretches his hand.
And I'll just wait outside the tent. I'm still confused about where I'm at, but I want to wait on this guy, so that's where I'll be.
He said he paid.
The second I see like a legitimate out of this situation, I'm gonna either deposit Oslo or feel like, do you want to come? And then I'm also getting out of the tent and gonna go wait by Finnegan. I don't know if Oslo comes with me or not, but I give her the option to not be on my shoulder.
She's gonna hop off. And I think after a second of like marching and then realizing the other person that gave her food left and then watching and looking, alright, fine. And she'll run out of the tent.
Is there anything like strange about the show? Like
literally everything, to be real with you, dog. Like,
I mean, it's a
everything.
circus. Like, I'm sure my guy's been to one before. Like, maybe not as weird as this one. And you think about, like, he's probably traveled more than anyone else here.
If you have traveled and if you have been to a circus, you have never been to one at this scale.
Right, that's what I feel you. This one's, like, way more, like, extravagant. When I say strange, I mean more, like, I guess nefarious, but that's not the right word. Like, suspicious. Am I suspicious of the show at all? I guess I could...
I tell you what. Make an insight check.
I'm trying to follow our new rules of can I not like ask the roll. I think that's just... yes, an 11. Yep.
Everyone but Dwayne, headphones off.
Ooh.
Dwayne...
You see nothing suspicious.
What I will tell you as a player is that Delmore has been through some things and some stuff, and you start seeing adversaries in places where you normally wouldn't find them. And as such, you are very suspicious of everything going around you. Every time someone, raises a sword to swallow, every time that somebody makes a motion that you could gesture as hostile, it kind of raises that danger sense. Any questions?
Well, I mean, that's kind of how he operates walking around normally. So you're saying he doesn't see anything different in the show? Nothing heavier than normal? Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
Sorry, I didn't have more tasty treats for you.
No, that's fine. The longer we do this, the more they'll be worried about what they heard.
That's true.
That's good. All right.
Headphones on. So the three of you have headed outside while Delmore remains inside.
I think after a pause and scrutinizing what I've seen, I'm gonna follow them out. I'm more curious about these strangers.
As soon as I got out there and found Finnegan, I was just gonna walk up to him sort of apprehensively and just... You don't like seeing animals treated that way, yes?
Not at all.
I can't say I understand, but I don't like the show. All these people seem to be enjoying it, but I can't help but not.
Animals are to be respected, to be honored. If you must kill them, it is because we must eat as a people. But one day I will too die, and the fish will feast on me. The circle of life. Heroes are
That's
Very good.
that's certainly a good outlook.
Yeah, well, you'll find when you're small or you can't defend yourself, people are going to take advantage of you no matter what you try and do.
Understandable. You mentioned being small quite a bit.
Yeah, that's a thing.
It certainly is.
But you cannot let your small build hold you back. You must fight at all times.
I never said I let it hold me back. I just have to do things differently.
Understandable.
And as you pause, eventually you are greeted by a older-looking woman. She has white hair and these kind of very long, flowing robes that kind of seem like they should be worn by a younger woman. And she's got these two long pigtails that are kind of ornated by these small baubles that are kind of at the very top of these large pigtails or braids. And she comes and she bows and she goes, "Excuse me, would you all mind coming with me for a moment?"
Perhaps it depends on what... Can I ask why?
I could give you an answer. I do not know if it is one that you would like. I could say that it is a business proposition. I could say that it is your destiny. I could say that it is many things. But mostly I will say it is something worth hearing.
That sounds suspicious.
You speak of destiny.
Yes,
What do you mean by that?
I see things that could come to be. I have seen things for each of you. I know that the four of you came here for different reasons, and you may not know how you came to be here. But I have seen it. And there is someone who has an interest in you.
I start walking toward her.
And who? Who has an interest in four strangers?
The proprietor.
Would I know who that is?
You can roll a separate history check.
Is the proprietor like magical and
It is not magical in nature in any way.
or alchemic or technological?
It is none of those things.
Okay.
Is it something that I might know about?
18.
No, I don't think so specifically. As an 18, I will tell you that you've actually been here before, and you have heard people refer to as that ringleader that you'd seen earlier. Some people refer to him as the person who runs the menagerie and as the proprietor.
I sigh and I kind of like nod in acceptance.
The word destiny does not rest well with Peregrine. And she sort of uncomfortably rubs her neck. And thinks for a second and then very apprehensively follows.
Well, I guess if everyone else is going.
Thank you very much. She kind of bows and she leads you away. Kind of the scale and the size and the general construction of the menagerie is just ass backwards. It doesn't make any sense. You guys are taking twists and turns and ups and downs and crawling and climbing, and eventually you come to what appears to be an individual ship nestled within this great mass. And you are taken down to where anyone who's been on a ship before knows would be the captain's quarters. And you see, now dressed slightly more conservatively, the same ringleader as before, this proprietor. He's wearing more adept for sea travel clothes as opposed to like very fashionable circus garb. Still wearing the red, still has gold embellishments, still is sporting a giant flame on fire mustache. I want to be clear, I'm not being descriptive towards the color. It's made of actual flames. And he himself has this very red hair in a loose ponytail tied behind his head under his hat. And he just says, "Oh, you've come!"
Oh my god, your face is on fire.
Yes! And he just smiles.
You're not gonna do... Your face is on fire. You're not gonna do anything about it?
I am not.
Cool. I guess we're going with this.
No, I don't think you understand. Anybody can make me a nature check.
17 is the answer.
17 is more than acceptable. He's a fire genasi. Genasi. Gargamel. Genasti. He's a fire genasti.
How does the fire not burn your face?
Well, you know, based on that roll that you just made.
Yeah, but I don't think I know these people. I don't think I know anyone. I don't care that it's a 17. I'd be like, I know that it doesn't make sense. That maybe that's part of his nature. But I don't know.
You remember that one of the travelers that came to your island many years ago told you stories of people that were born akin to the elements, and one of them was fire. And you can kind of piece together that he might be one of those people.
You are, if I remember correctly, the Genasi people.
That's correct.
Do you think it's wise to be on a ship, friend?
It doesn't hurt anything, I assure you. And he kind of just like moves his hands through it. He takes up like some paper and some quill, and he's moving it through his big, gigantic flaming mustache.
Yosemite
Dr.
Sam.
Robotnik size mustache.
As he's doing that,
I'm glad you said Dr. Robotnik. That's what I've been thinking this whole time.
as he's doing that, I'm standing as close to like the exit of the captain's quarters as humanly possible.
No, it super makes sense. No one blames you.
So, fireman, what do you want with us?
Well, to be honest, I want to give you something. Now,
I step back.
Fair enough. Okay, let's backtrack. You all have met my associate here, Videa, these lovely people. What are your names again?
Peregrine, nice to meet you.
What?
Aslo.
Chant?
I'm Finnegan.
A pleasure.
Dalmore.
My great honor. So, Videa here is what you'd call a seer. She sees futures. Now, I'll tell you something. People who see the future are miserable. I hate them very much. The reason being, if they were just charlatans, I could get on board. I'm a charlatan. I sell whimsy. I'm into that. But the problem is, if somebody tells the future one time, you assume they're lucky. If they do it twice, you assume it's rigged. If they do it 100 times, eventually you're forced to reckon yourself with the fact that this person can see the future. Which is difficult, because the 101st time, they can just lie to you. And you'll just think they're seeing the future. And Videa speaks up, and I have told you that were I to do this, it would ruin my reputation, and it would make no sense. And I've told you that if it was your last time you needed to work, if the deal were that sweet, it wouldn't be an issue. This is true. So I'm at a loss, because this is the 101st time that she's told me a future. And she said, if I ever leave the menagerie again, it will be the last time that I do so. I know.
That could mean lots of things, though, couldn't it?
I know.
Sounds like he's gonna die.
That is a possibility.
Or perhaps he embarks on some great adventure that his heart has longed for years. I don't know.
This is my home.
Perhaps, if you leave, the Alliance finds this.
It could be that as well. It could be that if I leave, there will be no menagerie to return to.
That is possible, yes.
This also means that you can come back, but not leave one more time. This is the last time you leave, but you still can come back and not leave again.
If I were to leave, I would never return. That is the situation.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to come back. Then again...
So, I am at a bit of a loss. So I thought to myself, well, I've got this ship. It's a damn fine ship. It is truly the most fleet ship you will ever come across. Yes, I know I said fleet and ship. Go
Do
on.
I believe him? Like, from...
roll an
the
insight.
look I got at it on my way in. That's a natural 1. Plus nothing.
Ship is on fleet.
The ship is on fleet. You look around at this dilapidated ship that you are currently having this meeting in with wonder of how the ship could possibly move
Like
so
I've
fast.
never seen a ship before in my life, just...
What makes the go happen?
What are those big tall things on the... with the cloth hanging from them? What are they called?
That's an
Those are
outhouse.
called masts. Come with me, I shall show you the world. No, so... I have a very fast ship. And nothing to do with it. I used to take it out for various excursions, and I would do searching, mostly looking for wonders to put here in my menagerie, but... Well, I can't do that anymore. So when I consulted with Videa, I asked her what I should do with my ship. And she told me that 4 strangers were coming. Which, let's be honest, that's a great way to start a prophecy. She said there was one that had ideals stronger than I. She said there was one who was small, but large of heart. She said there was one who was a filthy fucking murderer. And she said there was one who was a stranger to our world.
Looks around the group, assesses, assigns roles to each of the other people. Mentally.
So am I the small one or am I the murderer?
I'm just talking shit. She didn't tell me anything about you. She told me 4 strangers would come. She said she would be able to identify them. She identified you. Now, I don't know why, but apparently, if I give you use of my ship and a particular task, you may or may not accomplish it. That's correct, Videa? And Videa says, that is true. There is no certain guarantee of success. But, should you succeed, 2 things will happen. 1, you will find some sort of grand fortune, and I'll have to give you my ship, which, okay. But also, correct me if I'm wrong, he looks to Videa, I will be able to leave again and return. Videa nods.
So, your plan, let me get this right,
Yes.
is to hand over your ship, which it looks like you live on, to
It's a different ship, but go on.
4 strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Because an old woman in fancy clothes had a bad dream.
That about sums it up.
I feel like you're not really being fair right now to the process, but sure. Do you want a free ship and a job,
No.
please? If you
I
do,
I want a ship.
I'm not looking to set sail again quite so soon.
Give me the ship.
Sir.
I'm afraid it's a package deal. That's how, right? And Videa says, yes. What I have seen will not come to be if it is not the form.
You said one of 2 things will happen, but I only heard one outcome. What was the other?
Failure.
Why would I do this? For your ship?
There's a pretty great ship in it for you.
There's a pretty great fourth of a ship in it for me.
True. What do you desire more?
Hey,
gold?
if we're gonna add on to the deal, then we can do that.
What I ask of you in and of itself is no small task, and it would be a great boon to me to be able to have my freedom again.
What's the job?
Well, there is an island. It's not incredibly far from here. You could probably make it there in about a month at sea.
Feels far.
Nautical travel, my dude. You could probably make it there in about a month, and return in about the same time, assuming winds are fair. It's uninhabited, which is nice. There is, well, by people, there's a creature there that I would like to have, please.
What kind of creature?
It is a phoenix.
You mean
You
the
want
legendary bird of fire?
Yes, a creature of rebirth and new beginnings, and
You are a man who lives on a ship with flames for a beard.
You want a fire
And you want to bring a bird that also lights itself on fire onto a ship.
That sounds like a great plan.
I'm told it's actually pretty tame in terms of flames. It's more like a symbolic flame.
I have only just met you, and I hate to say it, sir, but you are daft. And I will not...
First of all, who told you my name? Second of all, I'm the proprietor. My name is an ancient secret. How could you... Videa, did you tell these people? I jest. Say what you will. Honestly, I don't like it any more than you do.
It sounds to me like Vedea wants out, and she wants you to get a firebird to burn down everything, and she gets away.
This is Videa's home as much as it is mine.
And also 101st seeing time.
So I step forward and look at him and say, "You're an important man. Do you know anything about this?" And I show him the seal and the letter.
It's not familiar to me.
Oh, all right. I put it away.
But Videa may be able to help.
Ma'am, do these look familiar to you? Would you be able to tell where they come from?
I could potentially tell many things, but I do not give away my gift to those who do not believe.
I never said I didn't believe in your magic. But
She thinks for a moment. I think I have a solution. I think I have a way to instill faith.
Raised
Yeah.
eyebrow.
Also raised eyebrow.
She extends her hand to you. May I?
Hesitantly nods.
And she reaches for your hand, and as she touches it, make a wisdom saving throw.
And Dwayne says,
Is this magic?
It is magical in nature, yeah.
Nat 20.
You feel as though something is happening to you, but you don't know what it is. It doesn't feel particularly harmful. It definitely feels magical in nature.
I step back. Hey!
I am
Nah.
so sorry. I thought you
If
were.
you're going to use magic on someone, a little heads up would be nice.
I asked permission. I thought that you.
Yeah, but I step forward.
Are you going to?
That's fine.
So she reaches for your hand again. This time you're electing to fail your saving throw.
Yeah.
Headphones off, everybody. You see a vision, and it comes through you as though it's real. And you're sitting at a table, and you're there with all of your friends. You're there with the elephant. You're there with the eagle. You're there with the Pegasus. Not Pegasus, it's a unicorn. You're there with the unicorn, other magical horse. And there's new people, and they're all wearing these grand armor that you know that you've designed. And you're happy, and you're sitting at a big table. Headphones in.
And so do I think this is a vision? Is that what I'm...
Yeah. She says, this is a possible future if you follow this path.
I look over at the guy, and more determined than I've looked in a while, I say, I'm in.
And she turns to the other three and she says, if I may.
You may.
Touch me, please.
Reach out and touch me.
Headphones out, touch me.
Kind of very daintily comes over and grabs you by one of the fingers. She's very small, especially compared to you. You have a kind of larger frame. She goes, she touches your hand, and then would you like to make a wisdom saving throw? It's your choice.
Yes. 18.
Yeah, you feel like a wave of magic come over you. You don't know what it means. It doesn't feel particularly malicious, but nothing really happens.
Oh, no. Hold on a second.
You want to fail it. Remember, I just passed it and had to step back in.
I didn't know because we took our headphones off.
No, you
We all heard that.
Listening.
Well, I thought campaign 2 would be different. I was wrong.
You know what? I'm excited about the magic washing over me, and that's all. Thank you, Badea.
She pulls back again, almost looking hurt, and she goes, if you want me to show you, you have to have an open mind.
I do have open mind.
You have resisted me.
I freely give myself to you.
She reaches out her hand again. Would you like to make a wisdom saving throw?
No.
Okay. Everyone, headphones off, please.
Yay! Nerds. All right.
You see a vision, and in this vision, you see your island, and you see your family, and they are strong, and they are proud, and they are moving around, and they are moving around as beasts. You see your brother fly to you as an eagle. He lands near you and becomes a man again. You see a structure, a great wooden village, as opposed to the tents that you slept in before, and you note that the trees that comprise of these wooden houses are made from the arcane forest.
I love it.
Headphones in. And she says, this is a potential future should you follow this path.
When you say potential, the variations could be anything.
Nothing is written. We make our own destiny. But I can tell you that this cannot happen if you do not take the first step.
Yeah, when she says you must make your own destiny, my character 100% believes that, and I don't know if she's playing off of it, but he feeds into it, and he's giddy and excited. Thank you so much.
Of course, anyone else?
I apologize to you three. If in truth this is an all or nothing deal, I cannot get back on a ship and sail. Not now. It was a pleasure to meet you. And she's going to turn to leave.
We do not know always what our future holds. You should not believe in absolutes.
Fine. Show me.
May I? And she reaches for your hand.
Holds out her hands.
Would you like to make wisdom saving throw? Okay. Headphones off, please. You guys know the drill.
Yep.
You see a vision. It is peace. You see yourself nestled in waves. You see yourself as one with the sea. You're not even really you anymore. You're not a physical being. You are the waves. You are the current. And you feel a familiar presence. And it feels like home.
Can I say something to her?
Yes, but headphones on? Okay.
Do you have any inclination that this is what he wants me to do?
Who is he?
So no then.
I'll tell you this, as you kind of eye the door on the way out again, thinking maybe make your escape, you feel that rope choker tighten. Just a little bit. Just enough to be unpleasant.
It's the first time it's happened though, right?
Yeah.
Peregrine, are you okay?
Yes, I think. I'm gonna look at the door again and take one step towards it.
It's very tight now.
Fine. Okay, fine. I step back into the room. Fine, I'll go, fine, it's fine. Yes, absolutely.
Peregrine, there's an old saying in my village. If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
I'm not sure how far I want to go, friend.
Do I notice that choker choking her? Like that's
that is up
It's the
to
first time this has
Peregrine.
happened to her. She was not being subtle, nor did she expect that to happen.
There you go.
Can I investigate it? Like I don't want to like get in her space, but just like from where I'm standing and looking at her and the ordeal that I've seen, do I notice anything either technological or magical in nature?
I won't say necessarily you do.
Okay.
Not offhand. You could do like a detect magic kind of spell. You could do things like that. That would give you more of a hint, but just innately.
Cool.
And then she turns lastly, and she looks at you for a moment. Orchid. Would you like to
So Oslo was already nervous. Her tail was lashing, and as soon as she said that, tail goes straight out. Fine.
see? And she reaches her hand out to you. Would you like to make a wisdom saving throw?
I just want to see how I'm gonna do.
Sure.
I don't think I made it. That's like a 12.
No. Nope. You're good. Headphones off, please. You see a vision in which you are sitting on this very tall, ornate chair, and all around you are members of the Alliance, and they are kowtowing. They are scuffling. They are just very. You sense almost afraid of you. They are kind of doing whatever they can to ingratiate you, and you seem to be in charge here. And then you kind of come out of the vision. Headphones on.
All right.
And she says, this is a potential future should you embark on this journey.
And she puts her little claws together and like, all right. I'll forgive the name slip.
Names are powerful things.
That they are.
Maybe now you all have some faith that what I speak to you, I speak in earnest.
Faith is a powerful word, and I wouldn't use it lightly.
I don't. And then, kind of like very awkwardly, like sheepishly, the proprietor's just like, so, do you guys want a ship and a job?
I'm in.
I accept Genesi.
I nod.
I rub at my neck and then... Yes. Yes.
Fantastic! Very good! You start whenever you want.
No time like the present?
I concur.
Yeah, I've got no business on this raft.
If you
Is what
need
this is?
supplies, or this is you see him kind of stiffen. This is this is the menagerie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, gotcha.
So, I must ask you a question.
I will leave the podcast, Dwayne. I will leave the podcast.
You
Go
spent
ahead.
10 minutes talking about a mustache. It's happening.
Delmar,
Alright.
can you shave it for later? We have to get going.
Is there a crew that's gonna sail this ship?
Yes, you have a sailing master and a crew as well.
Great. Are you giving us money for supplies?
I'm not. Like I said, I would be more than willing to negotiate that. If you need payment, there can be maybe we could do a payment up front kind of bit. I don't know.
I assume food, rations, those things are provided on the ship?
They would not be luxurious by any means, but they would be. They would last you the 2 months they would require to travel there and back for you and the crew. So not a very large ship. I have to. It's fast, very very fast, but you will not require a large crew. They work for me, the crew, but they will be on your ship. Until such time as you return, and then, well, it's really up to them if they want to remain in my employ or yours. I guess it kind of depends on how you treat them over the next couple of months.
So, we get a ship. How about gold? If we have a ship but no gold, it doesn't really do much for us, does it?
I would be willing to negotiate an amount of gold. I will say that the ship in and of itself is very valuable. It is.
But I think a phoenix would be too, yeah? Your freedom as well?
You are not wrong.
Hey, are you gonna give us a way to catch this thing and bring it back without burning our ship to the water?
Yes, that's very important.
I do believe it's a symbolic flame. I do not think it's a giant firebird that's going to murder everyone. But to
Do
be honest,
you know
I've never
that,
seen one.
though? And does this ship have a cannon bay?
It has, I wouldn't say cannon bay, I would say it's got a cannon or two. It's not really meant for combat. It's more, before the menagerie, I was, what's the politically correct term? A smuggler?
Yes, of course. Go on.
And that, the idea was if we were firing cannons, we had done a bad job.
My real question, friend, is there is powder on this ship, is there not?
I mean, there could not be. That's kind of your choice as to your loadout. Would you leave?
Oh. If the bird sets it on fire, we go kablooey.
Yes.
Yes, you'll die of violent
Yes.
death, if that is the case.
So there is a bebe.
I'm sorry?
There is a
One
bay.
more time? One more time for the proprietor?
There is a bay on this ship.
There is a small bay on the ship.
What is the name of the ship? Also,
Well, that's the thing. Terrible luck to set sail on someone else's ship in general. It never bodes well. So, if you're to do this, I suppose it'll be needing a new name. And its old name, well, I guess that's a secret.
huh?
Would you tell us the secret?
That's the name of the ship, The Secret. You guessed it.
Oh,
Yes, you ruined my whole ship puzzle.
Podcast
Good job,
over.
Devin. Podcast, I guess we can leave. Campaign 2 sure was fun.
Would Delmore know that a phoenix typically turns into ashes after it's killed?
I mean, Delmore would certainly know that's how the story goes.
Got it.
I don't
All
think
right,
he would
cool.
have any first-hand knowledge.
Right, as long as I know the legend. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I see what you're getting at.
Pile of ashes is easier to carry.
Yeah. A baby bird in a pile of ash is easy to carry.
Pile of ashes won't set back on fire.
Well, it's. I should mention, because I heard some voices talking about it. It is imperative. This phoenix is nearing the end of its life cycle, and you must bring it to me before it dies and reincarnates.
Oh, so we are working on a timeline. You said 1 month there, 1 month back, presumably.
Sure.
How much time for lollygagging does that allow us?
Not more than a week.
Excellent.
we will do this for you.
You really want to watch a bird explode, huh?
Well, I will say, I don't know the specifics, but from what I understand, there's an energy that is released during the process. The energy is what's valuable. The bird is, well, it's a fucking bird. But the energy that is released upon this grand rebirth is capable of many things. And if I have my calculations correct, I have a way to harness that.
I would be very interested in understanding this ability to harness this magic.
It involves a very, very old jar.
Easy. Oh. Okay, moving along then. We've got a place to be.
We will talk
Yes.
more when we return with the bird.
Of course. But before you go, I have to, I'm dreadfully curious. What will you name your ship? And then a big text icon comes up and says, "This decision is important. You will not be able to change this later."
I feel like I could just.
Can we create a save
Just
file
let
right
off
here
the
and
boat.
come back to it?
You cannot. That is not an option.
I'd like to perform a checkpoint.
Save point.
Not an option. No quick saves. No.
So this is when you put the controller down and you walk away from the TV.
And like 8 hours
You
later.
could
come back.
you could rename the boat. You would have to start from the beginning of session 0.2 again.
I don't want to relive mine again. Hard
I
pass.
think this works for some of us than others.
Out of character, my immediate first thought was the fire.
Yeah, take a minute.
Was the fire keepers. Before I remembered that is a
Okay.
casino near where I live, and I can't live with that weight for 2 years.
Yeah. This is gonna be the name of your ship for like 2 years. People are gonna make art about it. We're gonna have like a big ship thing later. It's important. I'll probably get like a mini thing.
What if we just call it what the, so that is the what the ship.
Sure. Yeah. No, make it a throwaway joke.
I don't want it to be a pun. Please don't make it
Why
fun.
don't-
No, you
why
do
don't-
it. This is your ship.
Why don't we
Don't
name it
fuck
the
it up.
art?
Yeah.
Because it means something else. It means something for all of us, right? It's our like
The art?
lifeline. Yeah, the art.
With a
Like,
K?
it's biblical in nature. Yeah, it's biblical in nature, but like it's a reference to like our lifeboat.
True.
Like for some of us, it's getting back on the sea. For some of it's chasing down whatever weird thing that's going on with her lying about her name. For others, it's exploring the world, and for me, it's about chasing down what I'm looking for. So,
Does that symbolism exist in a world without the tales of Jesus H. Christ?
we could make it. For all
Sure,
I care.
no, I'm not mad at you. I'm just
We become the first arc.
Yeah.
This is the first arc of Campaign 2.
Yeah. See?
It is.
Well, and I mean, plus it's the arc that goes every arc with us.
Yeah, no, that's definitely.
I mean, I'm open to other ideas.
Yeah, like don't negate an idea. Let's go.
If I know a thing about boats, it's that there's usually an adjective in front of the noun that describes the boat. So I'm all for
the
arc.
drunken son, or the
Huh? What?
the drunken son, or
yeah,
like
from
the drowned mare,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. The friend's goodwill.
So, the something arc.
Something arc.
Ooh, the forgotten arc.
The arcane
The
arc.
refound arc.
the arcane.
There you go.
The Matry arc. Take down the Patry arc.
The Jurassic Park.
Arc.
There's a theme here, Ray, and I don't know that I like it.
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark. I love it.
Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are. Take your time.
Make your
if the conversation goes too long and it's not fun anymore, Ginger will just cut it.
make your arc on the world.
For you, that's right now. For you, that moment has already happened for you.
No, I enjoy. This is a big defining moment of the campaign where you name your shit.
Dun dun.
This is
Campaign 2.
Ma-arc. Hamill. M
You did this yourself,
apostrophe.
So we say
You
the
did
name of our
yourself.
ship every time we start.
So I'm kind of thinking. I don't know. This is pretty cheesy, probably from our names, but I like his name Delmar, but the DE of it, and Diazolo. I don't know, something. Kind of sounds like Diablo now that I think about it, but I like Diazolo.
3, 2, 1, jump.
3, 2, 1.
Well,
Destiny's
child.
I'm a survivor. I'm gonna make it.
Well, I mean, I don't know. This whole thing about Destiny
Yeah,
makes.
Destiny Reliance.
What if we just name it after Beardman? We just call it the proprietor.
It's the beard man.
He wants.
Just
I cannot
name
be
it.
more clear. He does not have a beard.
You put in the proprietor, and it says you can't use that name.
It's already been used.
Backspace.
I'm sorry,
X,
but
the proprietor,
there's
X,
a
X,
zero
underscore.
instead of the O.
Yeah, that name is taken. That was the name of the ship
You
before.
could do Fate's Compass,
Ooh.
I kind of like both those things.
Or it could. Or
because like it takes Destiny, but I just don't think Destiny's a good ship name.
Destiny's
Fate's
Compass.
Child.
Combine
Yeah,
the
Fate's
two.
Compass sounds better. I do like Fate's Compass.
Fate's Compass is very, very good.
Fate Compass seems like a contender for sure.
Make a list and check it twice.
Same. Once you name the ship, it's there forever. So like,
I like
You like
Fate's
Fate's
Compass.
Compass.
I really like that a lot, actually.
I'm into Fate's Compass a lot. It's a very nautical name.
I would have called it the Compass Rose, but I'm not here to.
See, I thought about that one, but that's that's literally a thing on a map,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah.
I was
kinda
like,
like
that's
that,
too
though.
on the nose.
But it's like also like a rose. You could paint it red.
I'm not gonna paint our ship red. I will
But-
not spend my
okay.
gold
Yeah,
on
like-
that. Somebody else can. I'm not gonna. fight
Somebody's going to before this campaign's over. That's for goddamn sure.
with blood for sure.
I'm making it the worst yellow.
No.
Pirates
Pirates will hunt us down and kill us just because of the
That's
color.
happening regardless. That's the whole campaign. But
Not good.
Whack.
whack.
I'm drawing a sketch now, and Fate's Compass looks real good on paper.
Okay. I mean,
That's my. I'll vote that.
anytime anyone wants to call a vote.
Okay, first, I need to know how all of you pronounce compass.
Compass?
Compass.
Compass?
Compass.
Okay.
Compass.
I've met people who pronounce it compass, and that is not something I can live with.
Well, they all.
Yeah, because that's not a word.
No, it's not.
That's not. They're wrong.
I was waiting for you to say compass, and I'm like, who says that?
That's like the
That's
You're
how
gonna
we
say-
do
are
it in
they-
the
are-
frozen
are-
north, don't you know?
I thought you were going to
the word
say.
crown for crayon. I think Shane calls it crown.
It's a crayon.
I
Crown.
call it crayon.
It's a crayon.
Crayon. Like it really.
Crayon?
I pronounce that word as come, pee, ass. I break it down to its 3 most displeasing parts.
You put 2 apostrophes in there, so it's like D'Artagnan. So it's
Yes.
come PS.
D-Art Aganon.
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan! You That's the name of the ship.
It's very long. It goes all the way around the side. It's just like a series of.
It's a rat. It's a rat.
What is the name of your ship that wants to moor in our harbor? It is the. I've heard legend of your ship.
Many have tried to say the name and passed out halfway through.
It's how we kill our enemies. Just
Make them say the name of our ship. I'm very into Fate's Compass.
Yeah, I'm cool
Do we
with
want
it.
to call it the Fate's Compass or just Fate's Compass?
I think Fate's
you just-
Compass.
Fate's Compass.
Just Fate's Compass. You can put the in front of it when
Add
you
the
say it.
article if you want to.
I'm into Fate's
I think
Compass.
it's going to end up having V on it because it's the ship is the
Yeah,
Fate's
head
Compass.
back to the Fate's Compass. Yeah, I mean, but you wouldn't head back to the Facebook. You know what I mean?
I would.
You mind if you have a stutter?
I would if
Wow.
I clicked a link that seems dangerous.
That's between you and your meta knowledge. Okay.
This word meta.
Yeah.
I thought
Fate's Compass?
Devin was speaking.
Fate's Compass.
Fate's Compass.
Fate's Compass.
There we go.
I have to know. I'm very curious. What are you going to name the ship?
Fate's Compass. Destiny.
Good, it was Destiny.
It's almost like we discussed it beforehand.
And Videus, this is a very good sign. I have not seen the threads of fate interweave in such a fashion.
I didn't know fates were in threads.
No, usually they're in a fucking compass. What do you want from me? I just like you. Well, so if you would like to proceed to the Fate's Compass, you will find it at the dock, and you can speak to Barnabas there to address all of them.
Sounds like a plan.
Fantastic. Yes.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for your eagerness.
And who is Barnabas? I'm not just gonna walk down to the dock shouting Barnabas.
Oh, he's the sailing master. He's the quartermaster. Well, really, if there's a
The
master on the
dock
ship, it's
master.
here.
Oh,
Got
that
it.
is a horrible way to organize your work structure on a ship.
Yes, well, there's like fucking 3 of them, so.
The crew is 3 people?
And yourselves.
This isn't a very big ship, is it?
No, but it's fast.
It's a small, fast ship designed for smuggling.
Okay.
Do
Gotcha.
the Kessel run.
No.
46 parsecs.
In 46 parsecs, it can do the Kessel Run. That's the name of the ship that you fucked up the Millennium Falcon. First of all, no one said high wind. That's automatic.
I was
fail.
fighting saying Firefly, but
Yeah,
No,
there
I
you
wasn't gonna do Highwind. That's not.
go. No, that's Serenity.
Slifeed. I'm a fan of Slifeed. Serenity is the name of the ship, not Firefly. That's fine. It's Firefly makes sense because it's going to catch on fire
that was
immediately.
why I thought that, actually.
But it can't fly.
The
so.
jitterbug.
No, but
We
we're
should've
putting a
done
bird
jitterbug.
on it, and you know what birds can do.
The Water
Jitterbug.
Strider.
And then people would have to sing that every time. That would be the
No.
rest of the thing.
No.
I mean, there's not a song called Fate Compass, is there?
Yeah, there is. It's called Fate Compass.
Fate Compass.
By,
It's the same thing as Jitterbug, just with Fate Compass.
It's weird.
Prince did it. It was a B-side. The B-side of Little Red Corvette was Fate Compass. Anyway, so so he oversees a lot of the responsibilities on the ship. Frankly, I'm not super great at sailing, and whenever we would go out, I just basically left it to him.
I mean, if you trust him.
I too, with my life, and now yours.
Excellent.
That's encouraging.
Incredible. Alright, well, if we are going to set sail soon, I imagine we will need to get supplies, possibly hire hands, and she starts rattling off a list of things that boat people would know.
Yeah, so the crew's pretty much accounted for, and also basic supplies or accounted for, like enough food to get you there.
And he
back.
tells us this.
Yeah, he told you that earlier.
Yeah.
That's fine. I said a lot of words. Food and fresh water are available for you to make the trip for you and the crew. If there's anything, like I said, it'd be pretty meager goings, but if you wanted to get anything else, this is a place to get it. Pretty much anything that you would want, you could probably be able to track down.
Mr. Proprietor.
Yes.
I was told by a funny small man earlier today that there are no temples in the area. Is that correct?
Not per se.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's all. I'm ready to go when you all are as well.
If we're gonna do this, I want to go to shops, but I don't know if you want to do that right now.
Please.
Yeah.
The world is your oyster.
I want to look for like a metallurgy shop or like a machine shop or some type of industrials.
There is a blacksmith.
On this entire ship, there's nothing like technological or like mechanical.
Nope, there sure isn't.
Okay.
The technology for the vast majority of this world is not as advanced as it is for Delmar. You're kind of a pioneer in that regard. Be advised that most people like flintlock pistols are about as good as it gets. So basic metalworking.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I'm looking for. Like somewhere that would have like gunpowder or like this place has cannons, right? Like they make
absolutely.
Cannons.
Yep.
I would want to go to whatever that shop is.
The blacksmith makes those.
Cool. Yeah, I want to head into there.
Sure. Anybody going with him? Everybody. Let's just assume everybody's going.
I'm keeping a very close watch on the crowd to see if I recognize anybody.
Up on my shoulders.
Yes, exactly. Now that I have a nice perch to look from.
Smelly
I'm
perch.
taking in all of the sights, all the new things. Everything's so new. So I'm just trying to absorb it.
Yeah, I think as you go along, they have to like stop and catch you up every few minutes because like you're just getting distracted.
Bad again!
I'm eventually just gonna grab his hand and drag him with us.
Oh, sorry.
I understand, it's different, but not someplace you want to get lost. I would imagine.
Understood.
Yeah, so when I go in the blacksmith shop, I'm really just looking for like scrap metal or kind of like the whatever the scraps are, like that he would like have shaved off like other like broken pieces of metal or maybe I have to ask him. I don't know how you want me to approach that.
Yeah, it really comes down to what kind of metal you need and want.
Thinner pieces of metal, like he would put on like a breastplate or something.
Are we talking about iron, copper, steel, lead, mithril, brass, bronze, adamantine?
It'd probably be either bronze or steel. I don't know how common steel is. I mean, I as a player don't know, but I mean, Bill Moore would know what he'd have a better odds finding.
Bronze and steel are both available.
Okay.
And they actually cost the same amount.
Yeah, then he's gonna go with steel.
I'm very wrong. Hold a second. I'm very wrong. Steel costs much more.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, well, all right.
Sorry, my bust.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
if that's the
so
case,
bronze is 4 silver pieces per pound, and steel is 4 gold pieces per pound.
Yeah, bronze it is. 4 silver per pound.
4 silver pieces per pound. Yeah.
Let me take like 5 pounds of that nonsense.
And you greet the blacksmith, and it's a small elvish man. He says, "What can I do for you?"
Hey, I'm sure you have scraps, metal scraps that you could sell.
Of course, you tinker it.
Yeah. He doesn't acknowledge, but nods. I'd like to buy 5 pounds or so.
Of bronze?
Yes, please.
It'll be 20 silver pieces.
I hand him 2 gold.
takes it. Anything else for you?
No, thank you. And I take the gold and I put it in my bag.
You take the
bronze. Sorry, the bronze, and I'd like gingerly put it in my bag.
You know, as you do, there's because you pay him and then he packs you up basically. Nothing crazy, but he basically puts it in a sack. You know, there's an additional pound of brass in there.
Ooh. And then I look back at him and thank you. You didn't have to do that.
No, neither did you. Safe travels. Good luck tinkering.
And then I move on. I'm good. I'm ready whenever you are. And I like motion to everyone.
Do you guys see anything interesting in the crowd?
Nobody you recognize.
Okay.
Lots of interesting shit.
Yeah, I was like, he didn't say you didn't find interesting stuff.
A lot of weird people and that kind of stuff, but yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm good?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's nothing I need here.
It's daytime, right?
It's rapidly moving to evening.
Oh, okay. Hood's fine.
Sunset is in maybe 45 minutes.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, also has her hood up then when she's outside.
There is actually one thing I would like to get. I'm gonna look around for some kind of glass shop, a place that sells glass.
Yeah, rare to find, but you absolutely, it is a place that you would find here. And you find basically the hot shot from Blown Away. And if you haven't seen that show yet on Netflix, you should. It's very good. This show's sponsored in part by Blown Away on Netflix. Fingers crossed. Yeah, you find like a glass blower.
I'm just trying to find a simple glass bottle, like maybe a foot long.
So you approach this glass blower. What do you need?
I'm looking to christen a ship. Oh, it wouldn't be called christening in this world, but we're gonna go with it.
It wouldn't be. Payloring.
Payloring.
Iron tusking?
Iron tusking is what they call it.
We're setting sail tonight, and I just need a bottle. I just need a bottle. Preferably one that I can smash rather easily.
Don't you want one with, like, wine in it?
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Then you should go to the winemakers. I sell glass.
You're an incredibly smart person. I can't believe I didn't...
I tell you what. I like to wheel and deal.
Do you have some wine?
He reaches under the table and he's kind of looks at a couple bottles, sniffs, and he finds one and he kind of pats down, make sure the cork's in there tight. I got some good wine right here, very fine vintage, all the way from Florida, and it would be a real treat for your ship.
How much are you asking for it?
Well, it's a very fine wine. I could let it go for a silver.
Make it a silver and a wish of good luck, and you have yourself a deal.
All right, I will charge you a silver, and you wish me good luck. Here you are. And he sticks the bottle up.
Oslo, who is still on her shoulders, is snickering the whole time.
That is the price. He sticks his hand up.
She hands him a silver.
And?
Best of luck in all of your mercantile ventures.
And he flips the coin and goes, my luck's turning up already.
Fantastic. The second I'm outside of the shop, I want to pull the cork out and chug the bottle of wine.
Oh, God!
That's not what I use to bless ships, my friends.
Bless.
Boy, howdy.
If not chug, I'm going to drink as much as I know I can drink without getting very ill and then pour the rest out.
It's just not wine, is the thing.
Okay.
It's just not.
What is it?
It's lantern oil.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
This girl is on fire.
So let's say two things.
Yeah.
One, take a D4 poison control damage.
Are you rolling it? Am I rolling it?
Yeah, you roll it. You decide your fate.
And Oslo falls off your shoulders as you try to chug this.
That's 4. Okay.
4. As just you cough and sputter and
Bad ear?
viscous and burning and not great for you as an experience.
All right, that was mean.
Hey, you should probably not just chug things. Maybe give them a sniff.
He told me it was wine.
Dear, you shouldn't believe everything people tell you.
A bystander walks by and goes, "Welcome to the menagerie."
Hands me a cigarette.
Thanks for lunch.
Thanks, Ron.
Well,
Ray, you've spent 85% of this podcast choking.
don't remind me. I'm gonna just pour.
Pour some out for your fallen homies?
And now they're all choking. There's a voice like shaking from underneath the boat boards.
I guess I'm just gonna pour the rest of it out.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Don't just pour lantern like.
It's too late. A guy flicks a cigarette into it.
I'm so concerned about the fire on the ship.
It's the end of Con Air.
accelerate.
No, you pour it out. You move on. You go to the ship.
I did want to do one thing.
Oh,
everybody's
son of a
going
bitch.
to.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, really quick. I have to make a quick stop, and I want to find a place where I can buy a cat and a bird.
Yes. Absolutely 100% doable. There is a, it's mostly rare pets. Because it's the menagerie, right? That's the lore. Most.
Okay. I'm gonna go in and look for the most. See if I can find something the most run of the mill, like cat. I've seen a plain old cat.
Good evening.
Oh, I wait outside. I hear him.
Welcome.
The door opens. I hear that. I wait outside.
A menagerie within a menagerie. Welcome, traveler. What do you seek?
I am looking for a cat.
Oslo's going inside.
We are sailing soon, and cats are good luck on these ships.
You're very lucky. They go quick here in the harbor town, but I tell you what, I have one such fan.
It's a cat.
It is a cat, yeah.
Are you okay, my friend?
I'm just into big personalities.
So show me this animal you have.
And you see what is a small, dark bird kitten. And it looks, I guess the best way to describe it is just fuck ugly. Just a fuck ugly cat. It looks like if a panther was like taking a sand belt to its face and it was a kitten.
I want to do an animal check to see how it responds to me.
Animal handling?
Animal handling, yes.
Please do that thing. Roll it with dice.
Oslo's gonna run up to the counter like a little kid, like peek over.
15.
How are you approaching it?
So as does he set it because it's a kitten? I imagine maybe sits it like on a pedestal, so it's like chest level with me.
It is in a small cage.
Where's the opening of this cage?
It's in the front.
Okay, so I'm gonna reach in, fist closed, not fingertips, but fist closed, and let it sniff the fist.
It does that.
The episode name. Sniff the fist.
Sniff the fist.
Which should have been the name of your ship. The Fist.
It's actually my first solo album.
It kind of like sniffs your fist, and then it looks up at you and looks back at the fist, and then back at you like, you know what's going to happen, right? And then back at the fist, and like slowly puts its mouth towards it, and gives you one lick on the knuckle with his little sandpaper tongue.
Ow.
How much for him?
He's a very rare breed.
How much for him?
He's the last cat for sale.
How much for him?
10 gold.
Oh, God.
I only have 2 gold.
Then you need only find 8 more.
Then again, I can catch a better cat than this.
You think so? We just need
There's
one.
there's no better cat.
There are more cats here, but you give me this one. I just need a cat. It doesn't have to be a grand cat.
This is the last cat for sale on the entire menagerie.
I just don't believe you. And I will...
Well-
can I do an insight check? I guess this is...
Yeah, do that.
Actually, that's not bad. Oh, that's 18. Yeah.
He's a salesman.
I have dealt with people like you, even if they did not have the same job as you. I will find a cat on this boat, and Oslo will help me.
Then again,
Good day,
I'm
sir.
a better cat than this.
You will regret this
In
decision.
return to leave.
I assure you.
I've been gone 10 minutes, and he's still just talking to my back.
A decision
and-
you will surely rue one
And
day.
you
a little
rule the day. He's the big bad. You're welcome, everyone.
Nah, just say goodbye to your fucking baby displacer beast.
Oh gosh,
What?
I don't know what that means. Can I do a perception
That's fine. You shouldn't know.
to see if there's any cats just running about? I imagine there's some straggling cats on this menagerie.
They really are a commodity, right? Because, you know, it's a well-known tradition that you have to have a cat on a ship. So folks do tend to, if they're running wild for whatever reason, scoop them up pretty quick because you can sell them for a decent amount of money. Not 10 gold, but...
Okay, so I'll just meet up and say, with my pals, my new camarads here, and say, we need a cat for the boat, but I am not able to buy one. I don't know if you know they are important for this ship.
I'm aware.
I only have the 2 gold. But the
You
man
want me
asked for...
You want me to go back in and steal it?
I do not want you to steal the cat.
He's not saying use any means necessary, but use any means necessary. Why do we need a cat?
I'm saying it's important. It is good luck for sailors to use a cat.
If the sailing master
Why?
on the ship we're about to embark on is truly as experienced as we've been told, it's likely there's already one on the ship. Yes?
That is a good point. Perhaps the crew already has one.
I think it's a fair avenue to investigate before we go stealing cats.
I do not want... I'd say again, I do not want to steal a cat.
See, the way he nods at me thinks he wants me to. It's
I am
weird.
not nodding at you. I have a condition. I'm a very
We're getting to know
agreeable
each
man.
other.
I'm very agreeable, but I do not want to steal a cat.
Please don't.
Wink!
I have the Harry Carey syndrome.
You said wink out loud. I don't know.
Yeah, let's go to the. I guess let's go to the boat. That way, either we'll know and we'll be on the boat, or we'll know and we'll be on the boat.
Both
So
two
you guys-
things I'm in with.
You guys search the docks until eventually a man approaches you. He was standing in front of a ship. He's got black leather pants and worn leather boots. He wears a simple white shirt. He actually looks like very well taken care of because it's white in a shitty world without washing machines. And he's got a a black vest, like a waistcoat. He looks to be older, probably mid-50s. He's got his hair tied back in a loose blonde bun. And he's got like stubble across his face, and he is eyeing you as you approach, and as it then eventually comes out to meet you because you don't know who he is, and he says, "So you're the crew then?"
Seems like it. You're the sailing master then, Barnabas?
Yeah, that and other things.
Pleasure to meet you. I'm Peregrine.
Pleasure to meet you. You're proficient in martial weapons, yes?
Yes.
I want you to make 2 rolls for me. I want you to make a perception check, and then I want you to immediately afterwards make an insight check.
Okay, perception is first. That's an 18.
Okay.
And insight is significantly less. That's a 4.
Okay. Headphones? Not you.
I know. I was just...
You immediately, upon shaking his hand and kind of seeing his hands and actually touching them and the calluses and the scars and the marks and the strength, know that this guy is a master of some combat art. And there's something else there that you can't quite put your finger on.
I don't know how to feel about that. Okay. I'm not going to bring it up to him.
Headphones on. Perfect. And he shakes your hand and he goes, well, does anyone here have any sailing experience?
As a matter of fact,
I
yes.
nod.
He kind of looks at all of you and he looks at Delmore and he says, I'm not talking about a merchant vessel. And he looks at Finnegan and he goes, or a canoe. And he looks at Oslo and he says, or a basket.
Yeah, fuck you too.
And then he looks at Perry. What experience have you got?
I've sailed on a sloop for most of my life.
He kind of nods. You're the captain.
All right. Very well.
Any objections?
No, not at all. How many crew do we have?
The 4 of you, the 1 of me, and my 2 cohorts.
All right, and is there a cat aboard?
Yeah, we have 3 cats.
Excellent. Fantastic. If you wouldn't mind going on ahead, I will follow in a moment. I have to do something.
He turns around and gestures you guys to the ship that aren't holding back, and he goes, "Make ready, Admiral Tapp!"
As soon as they turn to go, I'm just gonna take my... I don't want to make a huge deal of it. Just take my empty bottle, fill it with salt water, smash it against the bow of the ship, and say a prayer. And then I'm gonna follow them up on.
And you guys make it on the ship. It's humble looking, very small, very thin. As far as there are no personal quarters aboard the ship, there's no like captain's quarters. There's a bay with just standard like hammocks that are in there. There's actually like a decent sized cargo hold for the size of the ship, smugglers, and there's 2 cannons aboard, 1 for each side.
Is there a mast?
There is. It's a single mast. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a sailing canvas as well, and rope,
And everything looks like it's rigged up and ready to go.
and an anchor. Yeah. No. There you see a young human-looking man and a older, just like really ostentatiously dressed dwarf who is presumably Admiral Tapp. And they're just getting the ship ready to go.
I'm new to this. 2 stations?
Yeah, say set sail.
Set sail!
And that's where we'll end episode 1 of campaign 2 of Lawful Stupid.
Woo!
Sapphire Seas.
Fwah, 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 fwah.
Fwah, 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 fwah.
Fwah, 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 fwah.
We're on a boat!
We're on a boat and it's going fast, man. I wonder if we can get the license for that.
Sail! Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't, buckle in.
Fair.
Only got 2 more years
All right.
of it.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining me. Once again, just so everybody's tracking, we had the wonderful Emmerich Delmore, who was played by Dwayne. If you want to say hello, Dwayne.
Hello, Dwayne.
Son of a bitch. We had the fantastic Finnegan Moorish, which was played by Devin Davenport. Say hello, Devin.
Hello, Devin.
I wish I was dead.
Me
We
too.
of course
Me too.
had Oslo the Kobold, who was played by the fantastic Savannah.
Ew.
Savannah. And of course, joining us, we had the wonderful Captain Peregrine, who was played by Ray. Say hello, Ray.
Hello.
Those of you, this might be the first episode of Lawful Stupid that you've ever listened to, it occurs to me. If so, thank you so much for joining us on this new adventure. If you are a returning listener from Campaign 1, well, thank you for joining us again. Your love and support means the absolute world to us. We could not do this were it not for you. We have a lot of more adventures in store in this new campaign. I look forward to it a lot with all of you, those of you at home and those here on the call. And Devin, I think you have some for us.
Yeah, so I'm taking over the whole Roll for Humanity thing. Courtesy of our boy Shainsaw. He did that for our last campaign. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rolling for humanity, and this one is bigcatrescue.org, and this is for saving the big cat. So it's going to be focusing on your tiger sanctuary. And so this month's monies will be going to feeding them and grooming them and making sure that people who take care of them are paid. Just basically everything to save the tigers. And that rolls a big old 13.
Ooh, that's unlucky.
That's more than 12, though, right? It's better than 12.
Yeah, it's not. It's a good
13
roll.
is an unlucky number. Way to start the
good
podcast.
start.
It bids well for us.
All right, so we'll give him one.
First roll
Well
of the first campaign was the luckiest thing you could do, which is 20. The last roll of episode 1 of the campaign was the most unlucky thing you do at 13.
Negated.
It is sounds made up. So thank you all. I am the primary dice fudger, Shainsaw, and this has been Lawful Stupid. Does anybody have anything they want to say? This is kind of your moment. This is your moment in the
Something
sun.
seafaring. Something ocean.
See you later.
Stay naughty.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Keep your ship
want
together until
What was
next
that about
week.
wishing you were dead, Shane?
That's not a dinghy.
That's my wife.
We
That's my
must stick
wife.
together in this new campaign.
Oh, you know where we're going from there. You shouldn't use the word
Oh.
mast ever. That's just gonna get bad. That's not a dinghy. That's a. Yeah.
That's my
I
genitals.
regret everything.
Just dive in.
Yeah.
Just dive.
makes
Yep.
good.
Dive into my. That's the tagline for campaign 2.
Dive into me.
my
Dive into
genitals.
me.
Dive into me. Dive into me. The house that Beef built. The ship that Beef built. The compass rose.
Nope, the Fates
Nope,
compass.
they decided to call it
Fates
something
compass.
else. Fates compass.
You've already gotten it
Fates-
wrong.
He's like scratching out his notes. I had a better name.
Keep typing the wrong
gosh,
names.
if only
would've
I
picked-
was.
Compass Rose, you could unlock the bonus content, but you
You could
didn't.
unlock. You could have got 1,000 displacer
For
beasts.
free.
A whole army of displacer beasts to destroy your enemies.
I want to
No,
reload a checkpoint.
Nope, unacceptable. You have to start back over from 0.2.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah. So, thank you all for listening. Tell us, guess how we're doing. I don't really want your criticism. It's going to hurt me deep inside if it's bad. But, like, it's a new campaign, and we welcome your critiques. Let us know how we're doing, and let us know who your new favorite character is. Let us know what's going on. Let us know if there's new fan art coming out.
If I don't have a fire genasi with a giant fucking flaming beard, I'm gonna be upset.
It's a mustache.
It's I cannot be more clear on this. It's just a mustache, and also looking the.
And he has to look like Dr. Robotnik.
No, I stand by what I said.
I think
just
Yosemite
thinking
Sam.
of
Giant
Endeavor
bucket
from,
hat.
like-
Take out
Yeah,
that.
you could go use some of these. I'll actually just link you the art that I already have. I'll put that in the Discord chat.
And by the way, join our Discord.
By the way, yeah, join our Discord. It's super good. The best way to tell us how we're doing is to go on iTunes and leave a review. So do that, and then I'm not going to talk about any more ads or selling stuff because this is not the time. So thank you very much, and I'm going to stop talking immediately. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. That's not a dinghy.